margin. Options got curves like a waist when she arching. Popping that candle like corks from a bottle. I'm long in the squeeze, she's short on the throttle. Pulled up to the bell, silk suit, no briefcase. My trade hit harder than a slap to the priest's face. Portfolio wet like she just saw a ghost. Cause I fed once and cleared out the coast. He gone. A wink and a fib, I bagged your advisor. Now she's in the tub like she's bathing in Pfizer. Whisper to ticker, her knees hit the floor. Ticker was love and the stock was yours. Your girl saw my line, now she follow the breakout. She ghosting your text just to track my stakeout. No stop loss, baby, just pure intuition. Like my trade's my touch, got a missionary mission. Bell bottom butter with a limit autograph. I made your own pile, pull out his hair. Spine in a Lambo. Said she ain't in the stocks till she saw my handle. I just swing, I just laughed from the sauna and said that was breakfast. Pour me that Moet Mama. Ladies, I don't hedge my love, I leverage it. Don't need no margin call, cause I already own it. Now come closer and feel the liquidity of my intentions. Tell it. God, it's candle. Velvet Kohrs. I don't text, I trade. Velvet Kohrs. Got your girl embrace. Velvet Kohrs. That spread too wide. Velvet Kohrs. But I'm still inside. Make it nasty, velvet. That's velvet, baby.
Oh, brother. Good morning, Vietnam. It is a beautiful Monday, July the 21st, and we are back at it again, Daniel. Back at it again. Good morning. Who's in here today? Who is in here? Trex, Gary, John Wayne, Richard, Matt, Damien. We have Turf Dog, American Legion, Stacy, Mega Diesel. It's like diesel, but on an even higher amount, apparently. Well, good morning. I'm happy you guys are here. Well, the market just started dipping a little bit. That's weird. Pre-market was actually looking really, really good, as in there were certain points that if we opened up, we'd be at a new all-time high. But it looks like in the past 30 minutes, a little bit of a dippity-doo-dah. I know that there's some fancy bigwig people talking right now, so obviously either the market's not liking what they're saying or there's just clear effort by the market makers to get this thing opened up at the previous closing value, i.e. where we closed out Friday, last week, OPEX, all that good stuff. So I wouldn't say it's anything to freak out about whatsoever, at least quite not yet. We have some individual equity news to get into as well. Of course, we're going to be talking about the overall market, not just equities, but also crypto. Bitcoin kind of chilling, Ethereum, Ripple, ripping. So we're going to get into that. We also have to talk about earnings, and yes, Verizon reported this morning, but the key things this week, Tesla, IBM, Chipotle, Google, Alphabet, technically. So we have some individual equities, individual crypto, overall equities. We have some hot drama related to what in the world is going on with the FOMC meeting on July 30th of next week. We also have an upcoming trade deadline on August 1st. We have actually some important reports coming out this week. We have a lot. We're going to go over some seasonality. We have a lot to chit chat about, a lot to get everyone ready for. But for whatever reason right now heading into this, I'm definitely seeing the market take a little bit of a hit. What in tarnation? Well, what in the freaking tarnation? All right, that's interesting. Okay, well, as I prep everyone up for today's show, there's a couple things that I need to bring to your attention. First of all, I need you guys to put on your thinking caps. I need you guys to get working with your noggin, and I need you to be my financial advisors. If you paid attention to Skynet on Friday's show, you know Skynet stabbed me in the back. I sat there, I tried to do exactly what Skynet told me to do, and there was just too much whipsaw early in the morning due to the OPEX day, and it did not end well. Over the weekend, I spent way more time than I would like to admit trying to fix it all. And as of now, it is working on like simulated data as I play it out. But obviously, because it was the weekend, I haven't been able to test it on like real-time data. So that's what we're going to be doing today. That's part of where we need to fix with Skynet. The other part of Skynet is obviously I'm a degenerate. I'm not trying to hide that at all. You guys know that when I'm doing that type of stuff, it's more fun to have it on a funded account than on an eval account. And right now, due to the poor performance on Friday, I'm back to the eval stage, which means I'm going to need your help, all of your help, to get from eval to funded, which means I need you guys to tell me exactly where you think the market's going to go from 9:30 to 9:31. In fact, here, let me put up a poll so you guys can start to vote. But you guys are my financial advisors. First minute of the day. Green or red? Now, this is literally just the first minute of the day. I put the poll up. It is up on YouTube. If you're on Rumble, you could either comment, I'll come back to you, or you could just go over and very quickly vote on the YouTube poll, whatever you want. But that's something that I need to be like kind of paying attention to. So if you guys all of a sudden see that I'm like rambling for no reason and it's 9:28, 9:29, and it seems like I'm not paying attention to the market, please yell at me, because like I specifically need to be paying attention right at market open. So if all of a sudden you're like, yo, Matt's like popping off on one right now, and I'm not really sure if he knows that the market's about to open. Basically, I cannot miss market open today. Out of all those times where like I'm ripping it, giving you guys some good info, all that good stuff, this is one of those days, Jesus, like, no, like yell at me. But make sure to vote. It is pinned to the top of chat, and you guys are obviously my financial advisors, who I do hold legally liable. I should clarify that as well. But with all that in mind, let me do my job and get you guys ready for the day. Stock futures move higher as traders weigh big tech earnings, trade development. So right now in pre-market, we were looking pretty good, and we're still technically green. The SPY nicely up. Qs actually almost break even, but hey, at least it's not red. Bitcoin, it was literally flat all weekend, 118,000, not moving much. Very well could turn into one of those buy the rumor, sell the news type of situations with the Genius Act being signed. But then there are other cryptos such as Ethereum that is just looking amazing. ETH is ripping. Oddly enough, yes, XRP ripping. Well, it chilled all weekend, but it did hit a new all-time high on Thursday of last week. So holding steady, might be consolidating for another push higher. So there is some interesting movement, I suppose, in certain crypto, but not the whole crypto sphere. So that's kind of, also, I'm going to talk about Tesla, but Tesla, great day on Friday, up 3.2%. Right now in pre-market trading up another 1.3, holding pretty steady, even though the SPY and the Qs are taking a hit. A lot of this has to deal with just the Wall Street's perception that there's going to be a larger business relationship between Tesla, obviously the world's leading automaker, and then Elon Musk's other business ventures, but specifically XAI. A lot of people right now are very impressed with the perceived power and capabilities of Grok, especially the newest version of Grok. A lot of people right now with this AI wave are very, very excited to see where this could potentially go. So obviously we'll be getting into all of that, but let me get you guys ready for the larger week as a whole. So today, nothing really scheduled. Monday, July 21st, nothing really that pressing in terms of scheduled macroeconomic data drops. Of course, at any moment, and we're already getting it this morning, updates from the administration, whether they're talking about the Epstein files, whether they're talking about the trade war, whether they're talking about this, that, the other thing, is it firing Powell? So at any moment, obviously, we could get impactful news, but in terms of scheduled events, nothing right now. Tomorrow, Powell's going to be opening up a particular conference. It's 8:30 in the morning. This isn't some mega speech. This is like literally him like introducing and kind of chit-chatting a little bit on a panel. Wednesday, normal Wednesday stuff, existing home sales. Thursday, we're going to get the interest rate decision out of the ECB, the European Central Bank, manufacturing numbers, new home sales, and then Friday, durable goods. This isn't the most busy week. It's not the quietest week, but it is leaning a little bit more quiet than not, and that's most likely because we're literally just coming out of an OPEX week. So obviously pay attention to these things, but it's not like we have an inflation report. It's not like we have an FOMC decision. All that stuff, really the exciting stuff for our market is actually coming next week. With that in mind, please understand seasonality still favors the bulls this week. The third week of July, this is the average market movement in the past 2 decades. This is the seasonality. The final week of July is a little bit more flat, but the third week, the week that we are kicking off today, does slightly favor the bulls, at least over the past 20 years. Over the past 5 years, this is the week we're in right here, this blue one. Yes, once again, it favors the bulls. I do want to let you know that next week does slightly favor the bears. And then if you're looking at the past 3 years, same thing. This week slightly favors the bulls. Next week slightly favors the bears. So if you're looking at the 20-year data, the 5-year data, or the 3-year data, this week is won by the bulls. And it's really not until next week that it gets a little bit questionable. Sorry, Piper just darted across because she's missed you guys. She wants to hang out. But with all of that being said, I do want you guys to know that there's going to probably be a lot of front running. Piper, we've talked about this. I'm working. Really, she has no respect for what I do. She thinks that this meow mix just shows up out of like nowhere. Just like it's just free for everyone. Just every cat in the world it's because I work for this meow mix. She just doesn't get it. She just does not appreciate it. Anyway, next week, July 30th, to basically wrap up the month, almost wrap up the month, there is Piper. Stop it, Piper. Next week, we're going to get the FOMC meeting, July 30th, Wednesday of next week. July 30th. Technically, it starts on Tuesday, but the FOMC meeting runs 2 days. We get the result at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, and then Jerome Powell will be speaking at 2:30. As you can see from what's on the screen, there's a 95% chance that we stay at the current rate of 4.25%, as in the market is pretty sure we are not getting a change to the Fed fund rate. What's going to be very interesting is the discussion afterward where he's going to be asked, hey, do you think you're going to get fired? Hey, are you going to resign? Is he going to have a surprise resignment announcement? Is all of a sudden he going to finally clap back against Trump? Is he going to give us any indication of, are we getting a cut in September? So once again, I'm getting you guys ready for that because obviously larger players are going to start trading now for that event. And this is not far ahead of the August 1st deadline for the trade war. So basically the end of July into the early August period is going to be an interesting one. Obviously, we have a lot of things that are going to have a massive impact on both the market and the economy. So basically, don't be surprised if we get into a little bit of like almost like a stall out period between now and then, where large money is just basically saying, okay, hey, like we're basically gonna wait. Obviously, this is with respect to the overall market, and yes, we're gonna get into individual equities, but I just want everyone to kind of know the landscape we are dealing with. August 1st is a hard deadline for Trump's tariffs, according to the Commerce Secretary Lutnick. It's the exact way all the other ones were described as hard deadlines, and then they actually were the opposite of that definition. Very much the opposite of that definition. What is this? Resignation is probably not the best move for Powell. Definitely not. The markets, politics aside, the markets, whether it's a left-leaning, right-leaning, or no one in our political system, the markets, people with money, people who understand the economy, they don't want Powell to leave. Obviously, it's become a very politically charged thing, but you saw what happened in the market just on the rumor mill popping off that he might be getting fired. I'm telling you, folks, the markets do not want Powell to leave. He is perceived to be a person who is ensuring somewhat of the stability of the U.S. dollar. He's viewed as a non-political party, and I get it. You might be watching this and be like, no, he's so political. In the world of Wall Street, people who do this day in and day out, he is not. He is viewed to be just like kind of a guy in the middle attempting to do the best with a pretty crappy situation, especially circa early 2021-ish. But right now, it would not be good. It would not be good if he got fired. It would not be good if he resigned. We saw literally what happened last week. What was it, Tuesday of last week, where the rumor mill started popping off and the market just started absolutely vomiting. Absolutely vomiting. I think a better assumption of how this is going to play out is, instead of him resigning, instead of him stepping down, what will most likely happen is they'll announce the next guy. And even though he's not going to start until May of 2026, it's kind of considered a shadow Fed. This has happened a couple times in like U.S. monetary policy history, where there's one sitting guy and then there's another guy who's basically on deck. He's going to take the position. And even though he's not officially in the title, people are still asking him, so is he in the FOMC meeting? No. Is he involved in any of that stuff? No. But right away, when anything happens, they ask him of like, oh, how would you handle it? Because they kind of get an idea of like, that's the direction we will eventually be going. So it's kind of like a shadow Fed, where the guy's not in power, but yet everyone cares about his thoughts and opinions, and they do all these interviews and they do all these press conferences just because the market is basically looking at where we're going to be going rather than what's been going on with the previous guy. So I think it's more likely than not that that's how it's going to play out, where Powell ends up serving out all the way till May. We have an abnormally early announcement for the next Fed, and even though he's not technically working, he's going to end up doing all of these interviews. I believe Matt is wrong on Powell and Trump. Okay, well, ask yourself this. Generally, who do you think's researched this situation more, me or you? Big granddaddy. If you really, really had to put your money where your mouth is, do you think that I've put more effort into learning about this situation, or do you think you've put more effort into learning about this situation? Like, it just like, if you really, like, if you had to bet all of your money, whatever your net worth is, like I'm talking a high confidence bet, do you think that you've researched this more, or do you think that I've researched this more? Like, if you just really had to guess here, it's a toss-up. You think, even though I do this as my job, that you casually have researched this the same amount as me, even though this would be like a side hobby for you, and then it's also just my job? You think we're at the same level of understanding, the same level of research on this situation? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That would be crazy if you're going to stick with this, that it's a toss-up and you're like, yeah, no, I think you and I know the exact same level of this. That would be actually insane. But all right, I guess if that's what you want to bet, that's what you want to bet. U.S. plays hardball on tariffs deadline as EU battles for a deal. So the EU very much wants a deal. And remember, they're our largest trade partner. And actually, so does Japan. But I don't know how many of you guys were paying attention to Japan's most recent election. That's thrown. This is playing hardball. Japan has a curveball now, and the chances of them being able to get things settled down for the August 1st deadline for that to go through, dude, they're playing behind the ball. U.S. Commerce Secretary Lutnick over the weekend warned that the deadline for a baseline 30% tariff is fixed. The bloc, meanwhile, is scrambling to reach an agreement with the U.S. They want an agreement. Obviously, we're playing hardball. There is still time left. Remember, this is August 1st. They have about 2 weeks to get this stuff figured out, but obviously the clock is ticking. EU is racing to secure Eurish trade deal and preparing for the worst. Actually, I thought this was a pretty good breakdown right here, if it plays.
Howard Lutnick sounds optimistic about the possibility of reaching a deal, but of course the EU are planning to retaliate somehow. Do we know what the EU are thinking? What's on the list of potential countermeasures?
Well, to be clear, we are talking about contingencies here, and our reporting shows that the EU is still very much focused on trying to hammer out a deal with the ongoing talks, with almost 2 weeks still left to go. At the same time, we are hearing that they see a stiffening in the U.S. position, so they are preparing some potential responses to those steps. The first step would be an already approved package of that would cover about $21 billion worth of American products, and these are very strategic, very much aimed at political pain points in the U.S. system. So these would target things like soybeans from Louisiana, Speaker Mike Johnson's home state, poultry, motorcycles. Then there's a next list that we know the EU has drawn up already. This would cover Boeing planes, as we have heard in the previous segment, U.S.-made cars. This would cover bourbon whiskey as well. And then we are hearing that there's a group of countries that's already pushing for preparing a potential next step, pushing everything to a higher level. And this would encompass things like new taxes on U.S. tech giants, or potentially restricting U.S. investments, or barring U.S. firms from participating in European procurement projects. So that's kind of the highest level of the potential responses.
All right, so you get a little quick and dirty, I guess, explanation of what's going on there. This is clearly quite a bit of, not quite a bit, but I would say a medium level of development on that story over the weekend. And my anticipation is that we're going to hear more and more about this every single day that we are getting closer once again to that deadline of August 1st. Trump disputes Wall Street Journal report on Bissett talking him out of firing Powell. So this is the whole he said, she said type of a thing. And forever, everyone was promising us that Powell's going to get fired. Guess what? He's not going to get fired. It is legally ambiguous of if Trump can even fire Powell, especially without cause. Like if he's just like, hey, I don't like how he's doing his job. Really, legally, we're in the gray area to the point that it would end up at the Supreme Court. And I don't know if you guys have paid attention to any Supreme Court cases. They don't move quickly. So even if Trump were legally able to fire Powell, there's a strong argument that he would be at the end of his tenure anyway, which is actually circling back to what I was arguing before, where the highest probability is most likely that he stays in there, but the next guy is announced, one of the two Kevins, most likely Kevin Hassett as of now. Once again, this is according to both Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal, but most likely they just name that guy, and then all of a sudden he starts doing all the interviews and whatnot, and even though he's not the guy that's able to do anything, the market will most likely be trading off of his commentary and his input rather than anything else. So just something to consider there, but I'm sure this whole Powell saga is going to be another thing playing out this week. What else is definitely playing out this week is the fact that we are in earnings season. We heard from Verizon this morning. They did very well. Verizon boosts annual profit forecast on demand for premium plans. Great. From there, tomorrow morning, Lockheed Martin, Coca-Cola, after the market closes, Capital One. On Wednesday, AT&T, Tesla, Alphabet, aka Google, IBM, and Chipotle. And then on Thursday, American Airlines. And then after the market closes, Intel. So probably paying attention to all those. Feel free to screenshot this. Feel free to write them down or go to @eWhispers on Twitter or X. And also it's in the newsletter. So if you don't want to do that, obviously I'm always giving you this cheat sheet for free. I break down what's going on in the market. This comes to your email inbox every single Sunday. And if I'm doing it in time, probably 10 a.m. A cheat sheet for the earnings. Then I even highlight the ones that I think you're going to care about the most. most. I give you a cheat sheet of all the major macroeconomic events today. Technically, we're getting the U.S. leading economic indicators at 10 a.m. I find that this isn't the most impactful one, but pay attention to it. It's 10 a.m. regardless. And then this week, yeah, we have things going down, but it's nothing that crazy. Today, historically, does favor the Bears from a seasonality standpoint. Monday, July the 21st, the Bulls only won this 26% of the time after the past 27 years, and this is the hypothetical equity curve you would have. So not looking exactly the most bullish, but hey, there is still a chance that the Bulls win. I mean, there's a couple years there. Those are actually nice winning days. So by no means an end-all, be-all guarantee. That's never how you should interpret seasonality. Tomorrow, Tuesday, definitely more bearish. Wednesday, a bit more neutral. Thursday, a bit more bearish. And then Friday, back to being neutral. Historically, this week does favor the Bulls as a whole from market open to market close for the entire week. It's just not that impressive a one. And the next week, same thing. It slightly favors the Bears, but it's like just not that impressive of one. So we're kind of getting into that choppy August period. For those of you who haven't looked at the August data, it is historically just kind of a some years the Bulls win it, some years the Bears win it, some years it feels like no one wins it. So it's just the seasonality standpoint of August. We might be front running that one a little bit just so everyone knows. But all right, with that being said, I need to get very much ready for market open. Okay, so 58% of you on YouTube voted green. 58% of you. 58%. Now, on Rumble, do you guys agree? Oh, I got to do this right. Hang on. Let me switch this up so you guys, all right. Where are my Apex accounts? These are brand new accounts. 28 to 46. Okay. They're all, okay, 28 to 46. All right, let me get up the copier set up properly. 28 to 46. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, cool. We are running it with 28. All right. I believe I have this all set up as expected. And then from there, these should also be good. So I'm going to manually trade all the Apex accounts. I'm going to turn this strategy on for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other accounts. So 8 should be auto traded while the other 19, and I know this is getting weird. We have a lot of numbers going, and we're rippity skippity doodah this way, that way, the other way. But we're going to see how this goes. So the Apex, the fact that they start, like the name here starts with Apex instead of PA right here. See how this one starts with PA? When it's PA, it's a performance account. That means it's a funded account. So technically I do have one funded account. And that was just because I was the most unlikely you possibly could have been on Friday. That one passed and the other 19 didn't. So that one I plan on not touching today. Unless I severely mess something up, I'm not touching this funded account today. What I am doing is attempting to check out all these evals, and with your help, where 60% of you voted green now. Like, my financial health is nothing but in your hands. 60% of you. So let's see if you guys can help me make money today. Let me see if you guys can make me money. If NQ can't break 23261, then bearish, otherwise bullish. That has nothing to do with this whatsoever. That literally has absolutely nothing to do with this question whatsoever. I'm exclusively asking you what happens in the first minute of the day. This is more of a noise question. This is more of a gut feel guess question than anything else, not some sort of technical analysis, options analysis. That is not whatsoever. So this idea of like, oh, if it breaks this but doesn't break that, doesn't matter. Does not matter whatsoever. This is pure ripping it. We're going up. We are going up to the roulette wheel, and we are doing what we possibly, and I have this on, so that's a new code right here. Okay, dude, I'm kind of nervous. Everyone get ready. Get ready. The fireworks are about to go off. Okay, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. You guys voted bullish. I'm nervous. 51, 2, 3.
Order filled.
All right.
Order filled.
Go. Yeah!
Order canceled.
Fuck yeah. No, it's off by like $50, $10. Why are some of these off? It still worked. And then all these worked too. Dude, trading is probably the easiest fucking thing ever. Easy. I'm a little bummed that some slippage screwed me over. You could see the slippage issues right here. Right here. So how many of them are good? Technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are good, which means 15 are not good. I need to make one. Oh, dude, they're like slightly off. Slightly off. $50, $50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. All right. Well, what is cool is this other strategy worked as well. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. You can't see it, but these made, oh, actually you can. Like, all right. So they all made 100, which means I need to turn this off. Hang on. We got to do management. I know this is getting crazy, but this is the life of a degen right here. The life of a degen. All right. How do I want to play this? How do I want to play this? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure this is all set up properly. Well, thank you for everyone who voted. I didn't doubt you for 1 second. I don't even care what they say about you. I don't even care what they say about you. I didn't doubt you for 1 second. All right, we did that. No, fuck. Well, that did actually not go the way I thought it would. Okay, we're gonna do this. All right. So those are good. All right, copy trade 1 is good. Copy trade 2 is officially good. Copy trade 3 is not. So this is now these accounts that I need to figure out. So there's no point in me trading these top accounts because they're already where I need to be at. So I need to switch this one up to 45. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. You know, you could just never get a lucky break in this business, can you? You could just never get a lucky break. So 45, 44, 43. 44, 43, 38, 35, 34, 33, 42, 41, 40, 32, 31, 31, 29 and 30. All right, so I need to be trading on account 45 and definitely not trading 10. That would be insane. All right, so the worst one of these in this group, so some of them made it, some of them are like, oh wait, maybe I should be trading them in 2 different tranches because these are only $10 away. Those are actually really close. Or I could do it in 2 separate trades. Because see how this chunk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of them are only $10 away. Only $10 away. I only needed 3 ticks in my favor. All right. I'm going to have to think about that, of how I want to do it. But I believe thus far a pretty good start. So we got some of them pass. The other chunk is very close to getting passed. It was just a little bit of slippage. And then on these guys, $100 locked in on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal. All right. Good start to the day. And let's see what else we can really, let's see what magic rabbits we could pull out of this hat today. Tesla, I would have preferred a push. Ripple looking actually oddly very, very good. What else is up today? Tesla, decent start to the day, 1%. You have Meta is actually up 1%, fighting back. Meta got knocked all the way back down to 100, which I was surprised about. But all right, we have a lot of trading to still do today. The Qs are about to hit an all-time high right here. We just tagged it. I believe that is a new all-time high, NDX. Yes, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Technically, did we hit it? Do we take out 53? No, we didn't. Not on NDX, but on the Qs we did. But we're about to hit it on NDX. What was that? I'm getting pings and pongs and everything else in between. I don't know. If only I held. So Q's new all-time high. The index got close. The SPY is getting up there. Obviously, it is 314.96. We're at 313. So there might be a little bit of follow through here. I forgot to show you guys, but these are my key levels of the day. Obviously, as I always do, the previous trading session, I mark out the high with the green, the low with the red, and the white with the close. So high, low, close. The white box is the transition zone according to 0 DTE, gamma, and delta. Bullish above, bearish below, choppy within. And then the other thing is these yellow horizontal lines, which are the major open interest levels. The major open interest levels, as in there's a lot of people playing the 20s, a lot of people playing the 40s, a lot of people playing the 50s. These are my natural upside targets. And then my natural downside targets are obviously just the other open interest levels. So definitely attempting to not like overcomplicate it or do anything crazy of that sort. All right. Let me show you guys the book map. I was about to go long. Good thing I didn't, because I'd be going long right at a lot of sell side liquidity. Do not want to do that. A lot of people trying to get out right at seemingly 25, 26, 27 right here. This tool is called book map. If you want the link to it with a nice fat discount, it is in the description below. But obviously I need to look for some sort of long opportunity. I want to get all those accounts passed. Dude, so unfortunate that I was off by like a little bit. How many of them were off by $10? At that point, that's just unlucky. That's an unlucky beat. Unlucky beat. But actually, I don't know. Does that count with commissions? I might need to go for a little bit more. I think, yeah, because I'm seeing these now on my rhythmic thing. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. So there had to be $40 worth of commissions, which makes sense because they traded 10 contracts. So yeah, it is where we are. But anyway, resistance right ahead. Right ahead here. You can see it. Lots of buying out of the gate, buying. Pretty consistent all the way up. The point of control is down here at 23,290. Some buyers may be stepping in right here at 10. Honestly, if there's a dip to 300, I might use that as my opportunity, because all I need to do is on one contract, all I need to do is get about 5 points. I just need to get not even like a single. I'm talking, I need to go for the most baby little bunt today. The most baby little bunt. That's all I need to do. All I need to do. 45 Apex 45. Okay, we didn't quite get there. I was trying to be a little I honestly wouldn't mind a little flush to 300 to 90 somewhere in here, trying to play it off this key technical level, this psychological level, the point of control, whatever have you. But it's going now. It's battling it out. Is it going to be able to get through? It just didn't really dip enough for me on that one. Right here, I thought there was going to be a little bit more aggressive selling. Obviously, if I was a degenerate and just went for it, I would have already had my fill. Oh, do micros. If you're wrong, it isn't bad. Yeah, but then also if you're right, it isn't good. That obviously cuts both ways. That doesn't really make sense. Yeah, we just took all of that out. Will it have follow through? Does Bookmap show for individual equities? Yes. Yes. It's not just futures. I mean, it's whatever questions you have about it. Of course, I'm more than happy to try to answer it, but just check it. Check out the link. It's in the description. You can find it. I assume that its FAQ will be able to answer questions far better than I can. All right, coming out of the gate, even though Tesla was looking pretty good in pre-market, a little bit of a hit, going flat now. Meta had a bit of a pop, going flat now. Coin is doing what? Coin did sell, now popping. Apple straight up popping. Nvidia actually looking weak. Vago looking decent. Microsoft, nice recovery. Red on the day, but intraday looking solid. Palantir sold and popping. Netflix not really doing anything. Meta, obviously we went over that. ASML sold, now pop. Soxel is popping. MSTR up 2%. Rum's up as well. Rum's up 10% today. Rum's trading at almost 11 buckaroos. Wow. Rum's getting a good one. Someone said it's going to the wrong one. Oh, there's a copy and paste. Here, I could switch it. I don't know why that got copied. Here, I'll update it. My apologies. It had to be a crappy. I'm also seeing another typo, so there had to be. Okay, it's good now. Sorry about that. That's on me. There was a copy and paste issue. I don't know where that came from, but there was also another just like whatever written typo in there that we are now good on. We are now good on. So Rum is having a great day. 10%. 1070 and climbing. I like that. All right. All right. So the NASDAQ, dingity ding ding ding, new all-time high. Tesla was looking good. I kind of wanted it to test the mid 340s just to get to the top side of this consolidation zone. Shot of a breakout. Potential at least. Coin new all-time high on Friday right now, inside bar. Apple waking up. That is technical strength. That's a higher low. That's follow through. That's actually probably a really good opportunity. Nvidia stalling out after a new all-time high. Avago stalling after a new all-time high. Microsoft stalling after a new all-time high. Palantir stalling after a new all-time high. Netflix trying to stop this bleed after its earnings. Remember, the earnings were actually a beat. The market just, I guess, anticipated something better. Meta maybe finding a little bit of life here on old Meta. Maybe this can return up to 725. Sold. We popped. Earnings are next week, Wednesday the 30th. Maybe it could get going. ASML, Sox is looking good. MSTR, big sell-off on Friday. Rum, big pop today, going for that technical breakout right now, battling it in that high 10s. DJT also waking up a little bit. Intraday action, not so good. Qualcomm waking up a little bit. BITX flat. Yeah, Bitcoin's now very much breathing. I mean, look at that. Huge pop. And then we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days into nothing. Just nothing's going on there. Classic consolidation, which means you have to wait for either the breakout or the breakdown. If I had a bet, I would bet on the breakout, but obviously I'm not going to be doing that until the market proves it one way or another. What is moving, though, is Ethereum. Ethereum is just a nonstop. Pretty much all of July. Just for the month of July, ETH has gone from 2.4 to 3.8. Not an all-time high. I believe the all-time high is 4.8. Hood, same thing, ripping. Oklo, ripping. We looked at XRP, rip consolidation, bull flag. That looks like it's going to pop and make another new all-time high. I have no XRP still. I feel like I should buy one just for the lulz, spend $3.55, but it's a good trade. I still don't believe it's an investment, but investing in trading, hey, you can make a lot of money off both. You just have to do what you think is appropriate. But obviously, ever since this got going in early July, that was a phenomenal trade. 230 to 355. Like, it's a good active trade. Good active trade. Meta's looking good right now. Rum is still looking good. All right, I need to make this list bigger. We have a lot to pay attention to today. A lot to pay attention to. Did Tesla? No, I didn't want that. We'll bring rum up a little bit higher just because it's up so much on the day. Tesla's now getting hit. Shit. All right, here's a look at the options flow thus far since market open. What time are we at? 9:45. 9:45. So we have the 15-minute Orbo. 15-minute Orbo just officially broke to the upside on both of these. Jesus, look at that follow through. At any point, I could have gone long and still had more of that money, dude. Wow. It's really going. Yeah, new all-time high. S&P 500, NASDAQ, both hit a new all-time high. You guys are living history right now. New record. Remember, if you are trading this, shout out to today's stream partner. I'm talking about Public. Make sure you read that disclosure. That's right to the right side of my head, left side of my head. Depends, I guess, on whose vantage point you're talking about. But Public, they've been partnered with us for a while. If you are watching this, I know you've heard me pitch them before. If you are not a member on Public, today is the day you guys should very much try it out. There's a reason why I put, almost $500,000 with them, over $250,000 with them. It is the best brokerage to be trading options. There's no other brokerage that gives you a rebate. It's honestly that plain and simple. Since then, they have high yield accounts. They have retirement accounts. They now have an API where you could do your own robotic trading on equities, on crypto, on options. Obviously, no commission fees, no per contract fees. Folks, this is the place to be. I'm telling you, try it out. It is free to download. It is free to sign up. If you wanted to start at a higher rebate tier, make sure you're using that link pinned to the top of chat. You'll basically be earning more money more rapidly by using that link. And I'm telling you, as soon as you get on, start messing around with it. I get you might be sitting there, hey man, I'm already happy on another brokerage. I'm telling you, just at least create your account. See what they have here, because the fact that no other one gives you rebates. The argument for this one of why you guys should sign up is so incredibly simple. No other brokerage is giving you a rebate every single time you trade options. So whether you're profitable, you'll be more profitable. If you're not profitable, well, it'll be less painful. It's honestly that easy of a pitch. Best place to be trading options. And on top of that, no payment for order flow with equities. They have crypto trading, bond trading. Like I said, they just came out with their API. They have retirement accounts now. This truly is becoming your one-stop shop for everything you need. Check it out. Pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video. Obviously, a special shout out to Public. We've been partnered up with them for a long time, and it's for a good reason. It's because, in my humble opinion, the company absolutely slaps. And so does the market. New all-time high. I would love for Tesla to catch a bid. Avago, rum is crushing it up quite a bit. Rum's up almost 11% on the day. 11% on the day. That's crazy. I should have gotten long on that breakout bar right here. Not even knowing this bar at 45. Just that little pullback. It was the first little pullback of the day. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. All right, here's a look at the options flow. Mag 7 long and strong, taking a break right now, but obviously pumping pretty much all day. S&P 500, same thing, pumped all day, and as of 9:46, taking a little bit of a breather. Is this just fucking going? Seriously? Really? Like, just like I've at any point, I got out all the way over here. Okay, so there are people clearly trying to sell at 400. There is some support down here at roughly 66, 67. Roughly.
Order filled.
Whoa. No. Why? I accidentally hit the buy bid button. I have a long position. Okay. Not what I intended.
Order submitted.
Maybe I'll just get lucky. Over here on my other screen, I've never done this before. I hit buy bid. It was too close. I was trying to resize the lines over here, and I accidentally clicked on that. Maybe I'll just get purely lucky. Maybe I could go. I mean, you guys know me. I hate buying at the high of the day. I think it's an absolutely horrific strategy. And now this isn't looking so good. Yeah, I was just trying to resize it. I tried to grab right here to resize my other screen, and I accidentally hit this, the buy bid. This is my first buy bid entry I've ever done. Yeah, I was just trying to do a little bit of resizing over here. My one screen was messed up. Oh, Jesus. Well, we're back to, of course, the second I do it. Look at that. SPY. We got some profit taking. Mag 7 still. Okay, this gives me hope. Mag 7 is still looking pretty strong. So that's making me a bit hopeful of where this could be going. That's making me a bit hopeful. Come on. Let's not make today my bad beat day. Let's not. I had enough bad beats on Friday. Let's make this a lucky win day rather than a bad beat. Meta is chugging along. Meta. Oh, that looks good. That looks good on Meta. Let's check out. I want to do a little bit of a deeper dive there just because it's looking so good. Meta right here. All right, Meta is currently trading at what? Meta, where in the world is Meta? It's trading at 716. Okay, so there's quite a bit of long calls to 720. High vol point is 725. What's the risk of this trade, though? 705. So this breakout could prove to be a huge bitch. Like, not only is it technical resistance right here, but you could see that it's the bottom of this gamma curve. If it does break, though, you have a shot up to 735. That's a big if, because especially 720 itself could be a bit problematic. It is ripping. So there's a lot of people playing 720. Here, I'll add an alert. But that is a popular option strike right now for Meta, META. 720, high vol point is 725, and then there's another grip of calls for 735, and they have earnings next week. Interesting. Interesting setup. Netflix not looking so good. Palantir chilling right beneath its all-time high. Microsoft fighting right back up to its all-time high. Avago fighting up to its all-time high. Nvidia flat. Apple, nice, decent follow-through. I'd look for that push and close above 216. Coinbase pushing to its all-time high. Tesla, not so good intraday, but I like the daily chart, but I'd love to see it battle it out at 345. Actually, while we're here, we might as well check out Tesla. What's it trading at? 331. Okay, so we are just right here on the top side of these sold calls. So 340 is the low vol point with a bunch of sold calls there, and then people are targeting 350. So 330, 340, and 350 are all going to be a bitch, which 340 being like the main like that's all, it's the max positive gamma that the market would have to, like, it's like Atlas pushing the rock up the mountain. This is going to be the tough point. Like, we're at a tough point right now. Technically, we're bouncing off of that as support, but pretty much our high of the day, like right where we opened up, was right to the left of this, getting smacked right there. That's going to be a big battle, but if it does, it's a quick push to 350. Interesting. Oh, Coin, Apple, Palantir, Rum's breaking, ASML still sucks, Meta, Netflix. Netflix is actually breaking down there. Jesus. Palantir. Oklo. Hood. ETH is still pushing. VIX is slightly up. Gold's up. Oil. So we have this going. The SPY's going. We're just ripping to a new high. At this point, I'd be watching for 340, 340. There's going to be maybe a pullback. Remember, this is a key open interest level. Would I necessarily chase here? Well, technically I did, even though I'm by no means happy with that trade. This is just higher highs, higher lows. We're seeing that in the options flow very strong. Mag 7 options flow stalled out at 953. The NASDAQ is actually stalled out, but look how strong that SPY is. So don't be surprised if there's a bit of a pullback and we put in a higher low and then we bounce to 340. Of course, you theoretically could just keep ripping. That's just not the most common way this type of stuff plays out. I'm still in my position. I'm trying to pass all these accounts and I'm getting very close. Come on. Come on. Bring it home. Bring it home.
Order filled.
Hey, there we go. Hey, Macarena. Passed it, 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 passed it. All right, so your boy will be back to his full fighting weight tomorrow. And obviously, I would like to say thank you. 60% of you told me the right thing to do. To the other 40% of you, I think you should really consider what you're doing with your life. And maybe consider, why are you trying to fuck me over? So to the 40% of you who obviously have no clue what you're possibly doing whatsoever, I'm just saying be better. I'm just saying I show up every single day to do my job. I'm not saying you guys show up every single day to do your job. And that's a problem for me. So now I'm not talking to the 60% of you who got this right. Thank you. You've either learned from me, other people, maybe a mixture of the both. Maybe you're just lucky, but whatever it was, you guys crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. But to the 40% of you, who try to financially ruin me, that's just rude. It is straight up rude that you would do that. I don't give you guys intentional bad call outs, but you guys are intentionally trying to screw me over? Like, that's offensive. That is absolutely offensive. I voted red, but I still crush it because I lied. Well, that's messed up. That's messed up. Oh, Tesla's not looking good. Meta's looking great. Coin's looking good. Apple's looking good. Things are consolidating a little bit now. Netflix it's been hit ever since earnings. So right now in pre-market, Tesla was looking the best. Oddly enough, it is now almost looking the worst. And then on the flip side, Meta was not looking so good, at least on the daily chart, but intraday action, Meta's actually looking pretty good. 720 is going to be a tough level to break. Past that, you have a bit of room to maybe run to 730, 740. I wouldn't get overly greedy with it, especially with its earnings next week, but definitely something interesting to play. I'm not necessarily in love with the risk reward of it at this moment. Actually, hang on. I almost forgot. I need to turn this off so I don't accidentally have rogue trades going against me. Orders. Sorry. Let me do this. Cancel all orders. Okay, I did that. I have no positions right now. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have any funny business going on, you know? I wanted to make sure there wasn't any funny business. Folks, remember, if you want to pass these Apex tests as easily as I did, well, first of all, my mod will drop the link in chat right now, but it would mean the world to me. If you choose to get an Apex account, don't forget to get yourself that fat discount with the code Goonie. Obviously, it helps me out as well, but I would argue it's better than the company keeping all the money. But anyway, if you use that code Goonie, you could get 80% off. You have 3 days left. And as you can see today, before the stream started, I showed you how these were brand new accounts. I did not pass it. And then in one day, I passed it. Granted, it was very much with the help of you fine folks. But if you're having an issue passing these tests, it's really not that difficult. I have a video in the description of the video that fully explains how you can pass with a pretty high hit rate. It's very time efficient. It's not necessarily financially efficient, but hey, no one ever came here for proper financial decisions. You guys came here for proper degenerate decisions. So check that out. It's in the description of the video. My mom put it in chat. But when you're checking out to get that 80% off and to be able to pass it in one day, the test should cost you about $34-ish on a $50K account. You could use that code Goonie. Obviously, if you choose to do something like Take Profit Trader or Tradeify or any of those, most likely that code Goonie is going to also get you some form of a discount. I would just feel bad if any of you guys ever paid full price. There's definitely no reason for you guys to pay full price whatsoever. Have I watched the Netflix series Tires with Shane Gillis? Of course. I think it's hilarious. I think it's actually one of the best little like sitcom short form comedies that we've had in a while. I'm personally, I think many of you guys are as well. We're just so sick and tired of like all these, like, I don't know. I just think the state of shows and movies have gone down dramatically. I just saw the Superman movie, the new Superman movie. It's in theaters right now, and everyone thought it was going to be a bust. And then all these reviews come out about how it's so amazing. So I was excited. I was like, you know what? I really thought that the world was going to hate it just because no one's been able to really crack superhero movies recently. And the fact that this wasn't horrible, it got like astounding reviews. I watched it. It's fine. It's not bad. It's not good. I don't know if I would ever like tell you guys you have to right now go see it in theaters. Like if you're looking for something to do, yeah, whatever. Buy a bucket of popcorn and go to the theater. If you're like, yo, can I just wait for it to come out and I'll watch it on TV? Yeah, that's fine too. It's not bad. It's not good. It's fine. It's relative to the recent dog shit that the like Hollywood's been giving us, it's better. But relative to like that period phase whatever in Marvel when we got like all the Guardians of the Galaxy and Endgame, it's nowhere close to those. Nowhere close to them. It's a very fine movie. If you're looking for something to do, check it out. If you're wondering, hey, do I have to see it in theaters? No, you don't. I don't know. It's a mid movie. It's a mid movie. AMC popcorn, yeah, get your AMC popcorn because they deal with the tons of the stuff. What was his tagline? Wasn't that always 4D movie theaters are actually pretty good. 4D. Oh, is that like, yeah, or whatever, they spray you with air and like their the other senses. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of like 4D and 3D and those glasses. They just give me a headache. Matt, the bigger question is, did you watch Sinners? I did. Same thing. Not like I thought it was fine. I know it's another one that's getting super high reviews. I thought there were too many plot holes. There's been a massive amount of plot holes in Sinners, and I just don't think anyone talks about it to the point like it just doesn't make sense. I just sat there, and the whole time I was confused about what they were doing and why they were doing it. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to be like the guy who gives away like I don't know. I don't want to be a spoiler or anything like that. There's gigantic plot holes in Sinners. I think the only people who really enjoyed it were people that like just sitting there not like thinking about what you would do and what makes sense in the storyline that they're like putting out there. And then people are like, I guess I was, I don't know, the odd man out in that particular scenario because a lot of people liked it. I fully recognize with Sinners that I'm in the minority there. Like, fully recognize it. What plot holes? Once again, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's entire Reddit threads and videos breaking down how it has, like, some of the most egregious plot holes. I think you missed the point. No, I didn't. The point was that they had millions and millions of dollars to put together a good movie, and then yet they had, like, plot holes the size of a fucking black hole. If you don't notice any black holes, if you don't notice any plot holes, you weren't watching critically. You just sat there like a sponge and just let the movie hit you. And like, whatever, sometimes that's what movies are good for. It's a good time for you to relax and just disconnect. And I'm not even saying that's necessarily the improper way to do any of this stuff. Like, sometimes that's exactly what movies are for. Exactly what movies are for, where you're like, dude, I don't want to critically think about anything. I'm just there to zone out and then like return to your life. And that's completely fine too. Completely fine. Matt, news alert. News alert, I think you mean. Matt hates holes, especially plot holes. Jeez, I don't know. Like, when's the last time that there's been like an amazing movie that just everyone needed to watch? Like, when's the last time we had one of those? Outright, definitely missed the point. It's okay. Yeah, I'm sure you are the arbiter of the point of every movie. I'm sure that's exactly you. Folks, did you know that we have a critically acclaimed, I guess, movie rater, show rater, commentator, if you will, amongst us, who he tells us what we're supposed to watch and pay attention to and how we're supposed to. How lucky are we? None of us ever knew what we should or should not be taking away from any piece of cinematography until we ran into this guy. How lucky are we? Interstellar and Dark Knight, amazing. Top Gun, both of them are amazing. Top Gun and Maverick. Oppenheimer is great. Dirty Grandpa is great. Interstellar, yeah, but the question was the last one that you had to see. I think there's movies since Interstellar. Parasite, that's another good one, but like, would I ever watch it like again? I think sometimes there's movies I like, and then I ask myself, would I ever watch it again? I would never, ever watch Parasite again. I guess that technically doesn't make it bad, though. No, I guess there's really good movies that I just don't think have like rewatchability. But I think rewatchability should come into consideration. Naughty Nurses 7, it's a must watch. I haven't seen that one. I've only seen the first 5. I missed 6 and 7 on Naughty Nurses. I assume that they are moving forward with the same generic plot line. Why would I not watch Parasite again? I don't know. There's just no need. I'm not interested in watching it again. Princess Bride, that is actually rewatchability. It's so quotable. I actually didn't see that though until I was like 22 for the first time. I was really, really late to watching Princess Bride. Future must watch Happy Gilmore 2. I believe that comes out in 4 days on Netflix. Happy Gilmore 2. Naughty Nurses has rewatchability. I would say Naughty Nurses 3 has the most rewatchability relative to the other ones. But also, I know that's a hot take. I understand that I'm in the minority saying that. Sharknado. All classics. All classics. All right, the NASDAQ is picking them right now, but it's been pretty jagged all day. Mag 7, big pop up until around 10, and now we're going flat. S&P 500 pop up until about 10:02, and now we're kind of in a stall out period. So this might be one of those classic like change of hours kind of like fake out. So I would be careful here. Let's not get overly crazy with it all. Look at that. Look at the 5-minute chart. Every single bar just green, just ripping it. Oh, we're going. Whatever the intraday high is the new all-time high. You're living it now. If I had to guess, I think that there's a pretty decent chance of either this being the push or a little continuation this week. And then I think as we get into the final week of July, especially depending on how that FOMC meeting goes, I think we're just due for a natural pullback. Now, I don't want you guys to freak out and be like, oh my God, Matt's bearish. I'm just saying, when you rip this hard, when you rip how much? 29% in 70 trading days to a new all-time high, it's not crazy to have a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a pullback. We could easily come back 3, 4, 5% and still be perfectly fine. Just at a certain point, the longer a run goes on, inherently, based on the linear nature of time, you are by definition closer to it taking a breather. So am I bearish? God, no. I'm not even close to bearish, but I am getting to that point where I'm starting to question how long can the bull run really keep going? And I'm getting to that point where, hey, maybe it's time to pay attention to that and maybe not be as aggressive as we were on this entire journey of just splashing calls and calls and calls and calls. Maybe it's one of those things of just be patient, wait for the pullback to break, and then go back in phase with the bullish trend and then reattack there. So for me, in my swing positions, I'm definitely taking my foot off the throttle. I think this week's still going to be fine, but I think there's a chance next week, especially like with the caveat asterisk of what in the world is going to happen with that FOMC meeting. So next Wednesday, a week and a half from today, is going to be very, very impactful. Very, very, very impactful. And I have no, special clairvoyant ability to tell you folks, oh yeah, it's going to definitely be bullish. Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be bearish. No, all we have to do is sit there and wait and pay attention. And then from there, okay, which way is it breaking? Is it breaking down? Is it breaking up? So that is one thing where I could see maybe the cool off doesn't happen. If we get a surprise rate cut or something like that, the market will just basically be lit on fire and just skyrocket higher and higher and higher. Other than that, though, which is a giant potential thing you have to consider. Other than that, especially if you look at the seasonality of August, I'm more so, as this keeps going, I'm more so just expecting chop than anything else. Here's a look at the S&P 500 over the past 20 years. The month of July is crazy bullish. The month of August is a bunch of nothing, folks. It's a bunch of nothing. Granted, there's an opportunity late August to mid-September to be bullish again, but overall, this month right here, just historically, it's a little down, it's a little up, it's a little down, it's a little up. Now, some years have been very bullish, some years have been very bearish, but the way it all nets out, August, it's just not a trendy month. The bulls don't commonly win it, the bears don't commonly win it. It's just not that hardcore of a trending month. So I just want to put that out there. Obviously, I know right now many of you guys are busy day trading. I do want to bring to your attention the Mag 7 is taking a little bit of a hit, and so is the SPY. If this turns around, that might be your main trade opportunity of the day. If this can officially put in a higher low, that might be your opportunity to strike and see if you guys can keep riding this thing. Where did that? Oh, right here. Like I said, we pumped. Don't be surprised with this pullback to 20, maybe 25. I'd be more comfortable at 20. Higher low gets put in. We bounce off of that and then go up to 40. My reach target on the day would be 350. So basically, we already hit my bull target number 1, number 2, and then number 3 is the reach target. What I'd be looking for is right here. The market structure is clearly higher highs and higher lows. I'd be looking for that to hold, but I'd want a higher low to be put in. I could see people bouncing it off of 25. That's somewhat of a psychological level. But according to the options market right now, there's quite a bit of open interest at 20. So I would personally feel a little bit more comfortable of a pullback there, especially the fact that the Mag 7's not ripping quite a bit, quite a bit. See how from 940 to 953, clearly there was quite a bit of bullishness. Since then, it's a little bit more calm. Not necessarily vomiting. It was for a second there, but if anything, it's kind of flat now. Looking at the S&P 500, it got a nice pop there. Overall, very strong. Bit of a pullback. Definitely profit taking right here. You had some 0 DT calls. Actually, more so puts entered. Puts were being purchased starting at 10.05. But even that put purchasing has now calmed down. You have a little bit of selling most recently. So, we'll see how deep of a pullback this is. I find on days that it rips this hard, when it's a shallow pullback like we have right now, it's kind of tough at least for me to get myself to buy it. Because, look at the NASDAQ. It's basically had no pullback today. So it's just chasey. Even technically I've traded 3 separate times today. If you're just joining in right now, not a bad start for me. I know this looks like a lot of money, but I need to clarify, this is not money that I can withdraw. This was literally to go from eval to funded. I find that there's a lot of people within this space who try to brag about their eval simulated profits. It's dude, we all know you can't take that money. So am I happy that I passed the test? Of course I'm happy that I passed the test. But in reality, what matters is the money you're making in your funded accounts, where I made 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Well, actually, technically, these are now eval too. So the only money I can brag about today is right here, just 300, which, 300 is 300. I'm stoked about it. But I just find a lot of people in this space, they try to show off their eval gains as if it matters. And I wish it mattered. That's $60,000. Do you know how fucking stoked I would be if I made $60,000 today? But once again, that's why you can't believe everything you see on the internet, because people twist and contort it for their own means. And I don't know. I guess this is just my one little ability to try to go counter trend and tell you guys a little bit of truth, be a little bit more transparent about everything. But the NASDAQ is continuing to push. It's looking strong. Tesla has been bleeding off all day. I would love this pump, but there's just this gamma magnet at 330, which I showed you right here, 330. Shouldn't be surprised about this. I'm bummed. I'm really bummed, but 330 right here had a tough, or no, this is oh, sorry. The text is just to here. This test last close at 29.55 right here. We're coming to this gamma level. Tough breakout level at 340, 345, but if it goes, easy push to 350, potentially 360. But as of right now, the market did not like that. Did not like that. Meta, big resistance at 720. It's kind of stepping away from that now. We ripped up to 717. I wouldn't mind if this could catch a bid. I really wouldn't mind if Tesla could catch a bid. It was nicely green on the day. Now it's only a little green on the day. Coin is seemingly gearing up for another new all-time high. It's fighting. It's right at 430. All-time high is 444. Apple's looking decent. Nvidia's stalled. Avago's looking for their new all-time high. Microsoft gap down, but fighting back pretty strong. Second biggest stock in the world. Palantir stalled out right by its all-time high. Netflix actually breaking down. Meta, 720. This is going to be a tough breakout. If it does break, that's going to be a huge win, but that's going to be, there's a lot of money saying this will not break. MSTR, giant inside day. ASML, not looking good. Soxel, I got out too early. DJT, Qualcomm, that's actually a nice pop. It's actually a pretty decent pop. Damn. Yeah, new all-time high, folks. The question is, will it keep going? Very quickly, if you haven't already, I know it's annoying to remind you, but I'm going to do it until literally everyone in here signs up. It is free to download. It is free to sign up. And make sure you use that link pinned to the top of chat in both Rumble and YouTube, because you're going to get a higher rebate tier. Free to download, free to sign up, starting out at a higher rebate tier. Make sure you use that link. This is the best place to be trading options, in my humble opinion. There's a reason why I have over $300,000 with them, is because I, by far, out of all brokerages, trust them the most. And then on top of that, beyond the trust factor, there's no other place you could get rebates. As in, you can get in and out at the exact same price. Imagine buying a call at $1 and selling it at $1. You're not break even. You're actually going to be net ahead because of the rebates you earn. It doesn't, same thing with calls, same thing with puts, same thing with buying or selling. It doesn't matter how you create the position or how you get out. But obviously, if you make money, you're going to make even more money. If you break even, you're actually going to be net ahead due to the rebates. So it's a very, very cool thing. They just rolled out with their API. So for those of you who can code, or for those of you who now know how to use either Grok or Claude or ChatGPT, you can create your own fully automatic trading systems to ideally take advantage of these incentives. So highly, highly, highly recommend you guys checking it out. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Market stalled after a nice push to 10.02. Meta is actually picking back up. Where's the flow on Meta? Where is the flow on Meta? Where? Why don't I? Did I accidentally kill Meta? I did, I think. Oops. There it is. Okay. The Meta flow picked back. This is specifically the options, really the delta flow for Meta. It's catching a bid right now. Catching a bid right now. Oh, okay. What can we do? What can we do today? What can we do today? What can we do today? Huh. What do I want to do about Meta? What shall I do? All right. If you're in the Discord, I'm changing up my swing portfolio a little bit. A couple alterations here and there and everywhere. Where are you guys? Okay, so we made one change. Piper has not fired yet because we're going sideways for too long. The Qs are looking good. Here, let's go to the 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute. All right, so as of right now, we've gotten... Oh, the Qs just popped again. I would love for Tesla to wake back up. Coin. Apple's catching another bid. Nvidia might be. Avago is going for it. AVGO, Broadcom, second biggest. Oh, Palantir is also going for it. Palantir just doesn't quit, does it? It just absolutely will not quit. That's crazy to me. Palantir is just really, since April, I guess you could even argue somewhat since the start of the year, really for 2 years, like this stock, ever since it went, basically sub 10, people just have not stopped buying it. Apple moving strangely. What does that mean? What does how? I hear this a lot in retail of moving strangely. What does that mean? Like precisely. J Crypto, share with the class. How does an equity move strangely? Doesn't it just go up when people buy and sell at a higher price and then go down when they buy and sell at a lower price? Like what's this moving strangely? Like you have some sort of massive data set of how Apple moves intraday, and like you're comparing it to that, and then you're saying like it's somehow an outlier. I mean, news driven. That's not strangely, that's people are buying apparently based on news. Multiple undecided candles in a row. Very well could be. Very well could be. What is today? Today is the 21st. 21st, the 21st, the 21st. All right, if you are in the Discord, I'm giving you guys Piper right about now. It is the 21st. Okay, cool. All right, how are the big guys handling this? The big guys are buying slowly, not in the biggest size, but they are net buyers, the big players. All right, so let's do an actual holistic review of what's going on. With respect to momentum, the S&P 500 on the 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour is bullish, and we clocked a new all-time high. With respect to the NASDAQ 100, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, all bullish, also clocking a new all-time high. So the momentum on various time frames for the S&P 500, NASDAQ, bullish. With respect to price structure, higher highs, higher lows, by definition, that is bullish on an intraday. Obviously, you could also argue that on the daily chart as well. Here's SPX daily, higher highs, higher lows, NDX, higher highs, higher lows. The final thing to check is obviously, well, there's many things you could check, but with respect to what I think is worthwhile to check, the S&P 500 options flow, we popped, little drop, higher low, popped again. We might be double topping, but overall, the linear regression line here is bullish. The Mag 7, the combination of Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Tesla, same thing. Not the most bullish we've ever seen, but bullish. I would say leaning bullish is how I would define this delta flow. So we popped, we came back, maybe a lower high, but we really haven't put in a lower. Avago, AVGO just hit a new all-time high, so everyone knows. So I would say momentum leans bullish. Momentum is very bullish. Price structure is very bullish. And then looking at the intraday action from these big players, they are net buyers, so also leaning bullish. So across the board, we're either seeing empirical data measures that are either bullish or leaning bullish. I cannot find a neutral one, and I cannot find a bearish one. I cannot find a leaning bearish one. Across the board, we are either clearly bullish or leaning bullish, depending on whatever you're measuring. But yeah, the bulls are in control, folks. The bulls are in control. They are. Hang on one quick second. I forgot that I didn't fire a particular order I need to. It's just so fucking far away. I might not be able to do it from a risk to reward standpoint. We may have come too far for me to do my premium. We may have come a little too far. But hey, that's fine. It happens. It's fine. It's fine. Unless you're Tesla. Well, Tesla's definitely been underperforming the market this year, most likely due to Elon Musk's shenanigans. Most likely due to his shenanigans. His shenanigans. AKA bad trading ideas to go short, everyone. Going short at all-time highs is a stupid idea. And I'm not just saying that because to say it, like, how many times have we gone over the data in this show that shows you actually buying at all-time highs is net profitable? So, okay, when you're at a new all-time high, you're faced with technically three options: buy, go long, sell, go short, or do nothing. And we're degenerates, so we're not going to do nothing. So let's consider the two other options: going long at a new all-time high or going short at a new all-time high. And guess what the data says? The data says you win more money, you're net ahead, by going long at new all-time highs. Long at new all-time highs. Not going short. I get it. I've seen the videos. I've seen the tweets. I've seen the Reddit posts of all these negative Nancys telling everyone to short at new all-time highs and it has to take a breather. Brother, it doesn't. It does not. The data, like I said, we've been over here. Like, I mean, don't get mad at me. I'm just a person who can basically like read basic mathematical breakdowns. And the math of the situation is if you have to buy or sell at a new all-time high, if your goal is to make more money, which I assume is your goal, the right option is to go long. New all-time highs made like 1/3 of trading days. Well, that's definitely not true. You think 1 in 3 trading days in any given year, there's a new all-time high? That doesn't make sense. There's 250 trading days in a year. That would mean that we're making 80 new all-time highs, as in 80 separate days are new all-time high. That number would be maybe close to the record ever. I know 1 year we got above 60 or 70, so like it would be close to record, but 1/3 of trading days is not true. Not true whatsoever. I know you're not a fan, but can you put XRP working in an active trade? I could put it up, sure. Well, I mean, is it doing shit right now? Generally, we want up stuff that's like actually moving. It is moving. I have no position on this. As I've said a million times before, I think it's a great active trade. I do not agree with it as an investment. My definition of an investment is something that I'm willing to hold for whatever, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's a fundamental play. It has nothing to do with options flow. It has nothing to do with technicals. You are not an investor in something if you're then also checking the 1-minute chart, the 5-minute chart, even the daily chart. The daily chart does not matter 10 years out. It really doesn't. And then yet obviously any time frame lower than that would also mean it inherently doesn't matter. So I think there's a lot of people who conflate the two. They think for whatever reason that they need to say that they're an investor, and then yet they're watching it every single day. No, if you're getting in and out, even on like a multi-day period, a multi-week, a multi-month period, you're still a swing trader. That doesn't make you an investor. If your analysis is based off of some sort of money flow or options or technical structure, you're an active trader. You're trading. You are not investing. Investing is for the realm of just the fundamental value that you think is going to be increasing over X amount of time. And I find, especially in the world of retail trading, people will be day trading XRP and then they're like, no, I'm investing in it. It's like, what the fuck do you mean you're investing in it? You've been in and out 10 times today. It just doesn't make sense. I'm putting together a fundamental data set over at least 10 years, downloaded the SEC data and got small, extracting cash flows, 10Ks, 10Qs. Why are you putting that together? You can literally go to AI right now and ask for it. Don't waste your time. You can literally get all of that information with like a couple well-written queries in AI right now, whether Grok or Claude or ChatGPT. You're acting like this is some big brain thing and you're putting together this like secret ledger of data. Dude, you could have that in a couple minutes, like just one giant download file, like for like comically easy for very, very low effort. You could have all of this quote unquote fundamental data sets. You're putting it together. I mean, if you're putting it together, great. Like, I hope you use it. I hope you make a lot of money. But if it's taking you more than 15 minutes worth of effort, you're just not doing it right, especially with the tools at our disposal. Folks, you have to realize how easy Chat GPT and really AI as a whole like makes our life right now. It makes it amazing. It makes it so amazing. You can do so many things so quickly with just a proper couple queries. The calls on every ticker for OpenAI would be costly. What? Have you ever used it? You realize when you're using ChatGPT, you're not paying per one, and you could also pass in an entire list of the tickers you want. Have you ever used it? Like at all? What? Who gives a shit? Like, you're worried that it might cost Sam Altman too much money? Like, you're just like being that nice of a guy. You're like, dude, Sam, he's only worth a couple billion, you know? We don't want to like dig into theirs. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Man, you are wasting a lot of time. And like, hey, I mean, I guess if you have nothing else better going on, have at it. But like, I'm just letting you know that it would be like extraordinarily fast for you to do it in like one well-written, I guess, request from AI. Like just one. But I don't know. Maybe you just like the process. Maybe you like grinding it out. Bro, I use ChatGPT all day for everything. I think I'm devolving. I think we all are, folks. I think we all are. Oh, running into a little bit of short-term sell-side liquidity right here, according to Bookmap at 23,425, and there's a little bit up here at 39. Maybe we get knocked back down to 400. It depends. I mean, see, before, whenever we run into these, big buying, big buying, big buying. So eventually they're going to run out of aggressive buyers, and we're going to have a little bit of a reset. But basically, when you see this dark coloring right above where you are, that's not your point to go long, because things like this happen and you're inherently taking on the most risk because you're the closest to the breakout and the farthest away from your support. So by any definition, you're taking on the most risk possible. So it's not an astute move to be buying at sell side liquidity. it's not an astute move to be selling at buy side liquidity because the chance of a reversal is there. It's measurable. It's a very real thing. And though you might get lucky every once in a while, and let's say it breaks through the way it did right here at 1031, sometimes like here at 1033, you do get rejected. And guess what? That's how you end up top ticking. It's from the risk reward perspective, it's just not worth it. If you do it once, hey, I hope you get lucky and I hope it breaks your way. But if that's what you're doing, like somehow continually, you're asking for very big problems. Very big problems. ChatGPT is going to do my general knowledge what Google Maps has done for my ability to navigate. Fair. I mean, I don't know. Is it perfect? No. I mean, especially like I use it a lot for coding right now. And there's a lot of times where I'm like, dude, this is wrong. This is stupid. Why'd you do it this way? And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. And like, you have to have like a little bit of a knowledge sometimes, especially in higher technical things to kind of figure it out if it goes wrong, to like kind of, I don't know, goad it into going the right way. But remember, this is also the worst it's ever going to be again. It's only getting better. So if you used it 6 months ago, there's probably a very good chance that you notice it has a lot more problems than it does right now. And within 6 months, are there still problems? Of course there's still problems, but it is improving. That's the crazy thing. And it's also improving at kind of a noteworthy rate. Actually, Avago is really going. It's actually improving at a kind of a crazy rate. And just imagine where it's going to be 6 months. Imagine where it's going to be in 6 years. It's going to be so incredibly fucking good. It blows my mind. And I think it's hard to come up with a field that it's not going to change. I mean, you're seeing it in coding, obviously. You're seeing it in content creation. You're going to see it in edging. You're going to see it everywhere, like truly everywhere. For example, my background is obviously in coding, and I've heard of them, but I've never built a neural net before. Just haven't. I always thought it would be cool to build out my own thorough net for like some sort of short-term predictive model for the market of where's the market going to go in the next minute, the next 5 minutes, the next 10 minutes. Can I feed in all the historic data? Can it do some sort of pattern recognition and give me a better guess than 50-50 of where the market's going to go in the short term? I always thought that would be a really, really cool use case for a neural net. And also to clarify, this isn't some new idea. This has been done and it's probably been perfected by companies such as Citadel and whatnot. I guarantee you they are running neural nets and these high-end predictive models. And as much as we sit here for retail traders and saying, oh, you can't predict the next bar, there are other people who probably with high statistical likelihood could predict the next bar. So anyway, I was thinking about that over the weekend. I was like, oh, you know what? I've never built a neural net. When I started first hearing about them in 2016, 2017, I always thought it would be a cool application for the market. And I just never got around to it because I thought the technical lift would be too much. In a half an hour over the weekend, I was running my own neural net. With like, do I have some base coding knowledge? Yes. Do I understand the basics of what a neural net is and how it functions? Yes. But I've never built one before. I've never even tried to write the code to write one before. And within 30 minutes with the help of ChatGPT, I had an up and functioning neural net based on NQ data on the 1 minute. Like, that's crazy that you can do that. And I think we're going to see people who have a lot of that internal self-drive are going to be able to use this rise of AI to optimize and really improve pretty much every aspect of their life. They're going to be able to learn about whatever they want, blah, blah, blah. It's just going to go on and on and on because it's just the immense amount of power at your fingertips is incredible. And I'm not really that kind of a person. I wish I were. I wish I could sit here and tell you guys like, yo, I have this self-drive and I just sit there like all the time, blah, blah, blah. I don't. Like, I wish I were that person. But at least I have some. Then there's other people who don't. They don't give a shit. They haven't you tried to use AI once. They haven't done like any of this once. Like, it is there are no bounds. Like, this is going to be a boundless thing. And I think the early adopters are going to be people who are going to create such a large gap between them and other people not using it that whether it's from running a business, your own education, like it just goes on and on and on. Like, it truly is boundless. We're going to see that. We're going to see it like years from now of people who are really, really good at it. And they're going to, I think, it's almost going to be noteworthy about how much farther ahead in life they are. AI is going to discourage specialization. No, it's not. Not at all. I think it's, if anything, it's going to help that specialization get even better. Like, without a doubt. I mean, that's why we have this entire field of AI agents, because they're going to get specialized. LLMs, themselves, are a little bit too big. They're a little bit too blocky, especially for hyper detailed, nuanced tasks. We're going to actually see what my prediction is. Our general life is going to be run using different AI agents. So you'll use an AI agent for your finances. You'll use an AI agent for your education. We're going to get these specialized AIs. In my opinion, that's where it's going to go. We're not going to have generalized LLMs. Like, oh, well, of course we're going to have them. I shouldn't say that. I'm predicting that our general interfacing with AI will come via AI agents for specific things. So there's going to be AI agents for content creation. There's going to be AI agents for finance and trading. There's going to be AI agents for education in school. It's like the way we talk about experts right now, like whatever, a person might have expertise in something. I think that's the way AI is going to go. You're not going to have these large LLMs that are used for everything because they're too big, they're too blocky. It helps to make them smaller and then like just get really in-depth knowledge. We already have a ChatGPT agent. You're saying that as if we already have it. Dude, it literally just rolled out last week. Richard coming in with the big say, dude, we already have that. That exists. They have their first attempt at agents that came out last week. It hasn't been this thing that's been around forever. Don't come in here and be like, dude, what? You're already not using agents? At most, you're 7 days into using agent. There's first attempt at agent. Don't give me that shit, dude. Don't give me that shit. Come on now. We might have been born at night, but we were not born the last night. We were born at night, but come on, dude. It definitely was not last night. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all still pretty bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all still pretty bullish. Options flow, Mag 7 is flat. Nasdaq is really jacked. Actually, the Nasdaq, not the Mag 7. Mag 7 is flat. Nasdaq looks like an EKG machine, but recently just took a bit of a hit. S&P 500, big pop, higher low, potentially popping right now. Fartcoin working on Fartnet flywheel model. Hot air rises. Just saying it just came out. Well, that's technically true, but it came out last week. Like literally last week. And I implore all of you guys to check it out. I really do. Folks, it's been a hot minute since I've been on my soapbox pitching you guys this. Hang on. Is anything crazy happening right now? Let me just show you this. We need to have a talk, a little bit of a reminder of like what we're here. Okay. Everyone shut your mouth when you're talking to me. A little bit of a reminder of why we're doing this. I could say with high statistical likelihood that you are in the game of trading to make money. That's the goal. You're taking some sort of risk, putting your money on the line with the goal of making more money. Most likely, your goal is exclusively not just to make more money. It's a little bit weird when you exclusively want your bank account to be bigger. You probably want that money to do something, whether it's for your family and friends, whether it's to hang out and party, whether it's to fund a different business, whether it's you want to quit your job and spend more time with your kids and be that rec soccer coach that you always thought you could be. Most likely your goal isn't just to make money. Your goal is probably to make money and do something with that money, even if the money at its most simplistic value represents financial freedom of, hey, you don't have to go to work, of, hey, I have a rainy day fund, of, hey, if my car breaks down, I can pay for it. Hey, I'm paying for my kids to go to college. Most likely the goal isn't exclusively more money. You probably have ideas of what you want to do with that money. And I would say For a lot of people, this isn't necessarily now exclusively true, but for a lot of people, it relates to some form of freedom, whether it's financial freedom and you don't have to go to work if you lose your job, whether it's just that security of like, you know what, I like my life, but also it's always easier if you have 10K stashed away just for a rainy day, that rainy day fund. So whether it's this financial freedom, whether it's time freedom, something where you almost feel like you're not going to be as shackled down. I would say the concept of money and its integration to our society, and even at a global scale, it can feel like a giant shackle. Think about it, day in and day out, how many decisions are made because of the financial impetus. Whether you are or aren't doing something, it's a lot of the times money driven. You're getting up even though you feel like crap, but you have to go to work because you know your boss is going to yell at you. You already got written up. You don't want to lose it. Whether you're always continuously buying whatever the name brand stuff, even though you really don't like it, it's a little bit cheaper, and you know in the long run it saves you a bit of money. Whether you're not taking that vacation because unfortunately whatever, you're saving for your kids' college and it's just not the appropriate use of money right now. The list goes on and on and on, but think about how many decisions day in and day out are made because of money, or really what I should say of lack of money. I think that that's a common driving thing of why people get into trading, because they think, okay, maybe I can unburden myself from this, even to a certain degree. Maybe you're not going to be one of those people you're like, well, I make millions and millions and millions, the way Instagram and social media have us believe it. But maybe, just maybe, you're thinking, hey, even if my life becomes 10% easier, 20% easier, maybe I can pay off whatever, my kids' daycare just from trading, and I'll keep my normal job. Just a little bit of breathing room. Obviously, it doesn't take much research, but you can find, especially in America, and I'm sure this is true globally, but in America, we find all this information day in and day out of how much people are struggling. There is a crazy amount of people making over six figures a year who are actually still living from paycheck to paycheck. I find that to be insane. It is insane, but it's what happens. So because of that, I think it's good to reframe it of why did you get into trading? You got into trading for some sort of freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, but basically to make the money problems in your life not as big as problems as they are. So for whatever reason, we get into it, and then before you know it, and I'm guilty of this myself, I fall into this all of the time, where I want whatever. As we're defining it, and this is like more of a personal definition, you want more freedom. Okay, great. But then does it really make more sense of like, okay, cool, you do it, and then before you know it, you're spending 16, 20 hours a day in front of the computer? Well, that's not really much freedom. I feel like we're giving up like one mousetrap just to get stuck into another one. Even if you're crushing it as a trader, what is the point if your stress levels are through the roof, if you have no time at all for your families and friends, and you're always glued to your screen, and you're waking up in the middle of the night to check the futures market, the crypto market? Is that a worthwhile trade-off? Obviously, this is very opinionated. In my humble opinion, the answer is no. In my humble opinion, I think the idea is to make money the most efficient, stress-free way possible. And that's why for years, ever since we guys have all first met in 2020 now, 5 years later, I've always been pitching this concept of systematic trading. And I understand at first how it was kind of difficult because not everyone had the appropriate coding background, not everyone had the appropriate stats background. But with this rise of AI, I truly think no one has an excuse anymore. If you view life the way I do, where we're basically just trying to get money to do those other things that we like, this systematic, algorithmic, mechanical trading is the easiest it's ever been. The easiest it's ever been. And that's because you can make whatever systematic trading you want, whatever algorithmic trading you want with AI. You no longer have that crutch of, oh, I don't know how to code. I believe truly that systematic trading is the best thing you could possibly ever do for you. It takes a lot of upfront work, but as soon as you create that strategy that's making money and you get AI to help you and it's doing all your coding and you're making money, it doesn't matter if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter if you're busy. It doesn't matter if you're on vacation. It doesn't matter if you were accidentally making a cup of coffee and you just simply did not have the time to execute the trade, whether it was getting in, getting out, your risk, your profit. That's what the system is for. And all of a sudden, it makes life way easier because you are now focused exclusively on making your system better and better and better. Just crunching the numbers, talking to AI back and forth until you can make it the best system you possibly can. And when you have one, guess what? Make a second one, make a third one, make a fourth one. That to me is a much better problem rather than sitting there, and we all get into those modes when we're on tilt and we're trading, you're trading up and down and you're trying to interpret this news, trying to interpret that, but then there's slippage. It's just, all of those human issues are truly, at least in my opinion, the worst part of trading. And every time we engage in that, you're getting farther and farther and farther away of why we got involved in this in the first place, when in reality, I don't know about you, but I got into this because I wanted stress-free, efficient ways to make money. Now, I'm not saying I'm not willing to work. I'm willing to put in hundreds, if not thousands of hours to strategy development. But when it's done, I want it to keep functioning. I don't want to get into that situation where I'm putting hundreds, if not thousands of hours into learning about trading, and then all of a sudden I get emotional and throw it all off a cliff anyway when the moment comes, and I lose money even though I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but for whatever reason our stupid little monkey brains can't handle that, and then you don't do exactly what you're supposed to do. So for me, it's not like, oh, I'm not willing to work. It's no, I'm willing to put in the work, but I also want that to pay dividends in the future. I don't want to have this vast knowledge base of trading, and then just because whatever, my brain can't handle it, I get emotional and I don't do that stuff anyway. So I truly believe systematic trading has always been the way to go. Hence why, well, even Wall Street agrees. Look at Renaissance Technologies, look at D.E. Shaw, look at 2 Sigma, look at Citadel, look at Virtu. They're all making money systematically. On the retail side, yes, it is possible. Before this, it was very difficult to get over that hurdle of what you should be doing, but now we don't have excuses. Now with AI, anyone who has that desire to be a systematic, algorithmic, mechanical trader, cold, emotionless, just trading like a sniper, no ifs, ands, or buts. You could be sick, you could be traveling, you could do whatever you want, and your bot's going to do exactly what you tell it to do. I think that's why we're in this game. I think it's good once in a while, especially because sometimes we get so drawn into what's happening on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, what's this news, what's that news. I think it's helpful to once in a while take a step back and ask yourself, to remind yourself why you're doing this to begin with. Don't lose sight of that larger goal, and make sure day in and day out, you're actually trying to take steps to that. Don't get caught somewhere in the maze of trading and social media, and all of a sudden you're on a completely new road, a new path that you just didn't really anticipate. Take a breather, take a step back, and ask yourself, what are the overall goals? And make sure day in and day out, no, it doesn't matter how big those steps are, even if they're little baby steps, make sure you are taking them in that proper direction. Sorry, I had to cough that whole time. I still have to cough. I think my stuff was trading during that. Okay, yeah. So these jump from 100 to 250. So I got some trades there. Speaking of systematic trading, and then also systematic trading, these are still in a trade. But even that, dude, real life example. I had the opportunity to pop off and go on a rant, take you guys on a rant with me, and while that happened, made thousands of dollars. Dude, see, this is my point. Is if my life passion was to scream at people on the internet, you're probably not going to get much money for it. So I could pay for all my bills with systematic trading, and then I could do whatever the fuck I want. If my life calling is to yell at people on the internet, great. I could sit here and yell at people on the internet, and everything else is taken care of from just systematic shit. Right, that's this is the best real-time example I possibly. Everything was handled there. I decided to go on a rant at that exact moment, but the bot saw the opportunity that I told it to look for. That's the thing, is it's not coming up with its own ideas. Obviously, if you get in the world of machine learning and neural nets, yeah, it will come up with its own ideas, but that's a pretty advanced thing. And hey, if that's something that you guys want to dedicate your life to, yes, you can make a fuckload of money doing it. But if you just have this idea of no, I want to go long when the RSI closes above 60. If that's your idea, great. Code it up. See if it's net profitable. I don't know. Might be great. You might need to add on another filter. Maybe it's only good during certain hours. Maybe it's only good during certain days of the week. I don't know. But the point is we all come up with these rules of trading. We all do it. You're like, this is my trade. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then for some reason, we just don't follow it. But as long as you can, quote unquote, codify your rules, like if you can explain them, like, these are the exact situations I get in, these are the exact situations I get out, you can code it. And when I say you, I don't even mean you. You no longer have to code shit. You as a human do not have to code anything. Your life will be easier at this moment if you know how to code a little bit. But it's not a prerequisite. You can get away and build out your own trading systems 100% and just not trade at all. Not code at all. You just go to AI and you're like, hey, I need to build a trading system for XYZ. And like, it's going to take you a bit to talk to it, to go back and forth. But I'm not saying it could be profitable. But if you're in the audience right now, it's 11 a.m. on the East Coast. By the end of today, really, within 2 hours, you could have a functioning trading system, fully mechanical, fully systematic, fully algorithmic. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be profitable. That's going to take a little bit longer. But if you have no coding knowledge whatsoever, if you have no systematic, hey, I need this up and going, within 2 hours, you could have a functioning, systematic trading approach to the market. That simple. Now, I'm not going to promise, like, obviously the hard part is actually making it profitable, especially in the long run with variance, this, that, the other thing, obviously. But if you're sitting there and you're like, dude, no, it's still like just a little bit out of my grasp. I've never coded. That's my background. Does not matter. Go to Grok, go to Claude, go to ChatGPT, start it off, say, hey, take on the role as a lead quant developer, the best lead quant developer in the entire world. I want a system that goes long at 10 a.m., sells at noon, and I want it to be built on Public's API. I want it to be built for NinjaTrader. I want it to be built on Easy Language. I want it to be built on Python, and I also need your help connecting to the API from Interactive Brokers. How would I do that? I've never gotten something set up on Cloudflare before. How do I do it? Give me a step-by-step guide. I don't know what the fuck Cloudflare is. Explain to me, like I'm 6 years old, what Cloudflare is. Like, those are all things that all you have to do is just time and time again. Matt, can you post the logic that you used to create Piper? No. Definitely not. Oh, well, theoretically I could, but why would I? So I busted my ass for hundreds, if not thousands of hours to create a profitable trading system, and you just want me to give you the entire logic for it? Like, just to do it. I'm curious about that one. Explain the reasoning behind that. Hey, dude, you put in a lot of time and effort to create something that is net profitable. Could you just give that to me for free? Interesting. It's an interesting take. That's definitely an interesting take. The answer is going to be no on that, because why would I? I will give you the results of Piper day in and day out, and that's what the Discord gets every single day. As soon as Piper fires, not only do they get the signal, but they can see all the historic signals. So it's me putting my money where my mouth is, and you can see how it's done all year. You can see how it's done all week. You can see how it's done all month. But ever since the start of this calendar year, we've tracked every single piece of data about it. So it's not just like me saying it, like the data's out there. It's posted every single day. It's not deleted. It's not altered. You could ask anyone in the Discord. It's up there and they see it running. They see it in the upswings. They see it in the downswings. The point is just that nothing is hidden. They see it in the very good times. They also, unfortunately, see it in the very bad times. And there is variance to the market. So all of the net results of it are posted, but the logic of how I made it, why would I do that? Like, what would be the upside to me? Instead of that, why don't you just go, because you're here to help us all? As in, you're saying I don't help you? So, wait, let me follow this. Because I don't give you 100% of everything I know about the market, by definition, I'm not helping you. just because I give you an absurdly high percentage of insights to the market. The fact that I don't give you like literally a profitable trading system for free, you're like, no. Whatever, Matt. I mean, but see how piss poor of an attitude that is? I could help you out. Like, literally, I'm telling you guys how to do it. But then the fact that, like, I'm not giving you the solution, like 100% of the solution, like, you have literally such minimal internal drive that you won't even do it. So I'm saying, hey, man, this is the setup. This could like truly change your life. This is everything you should use to get started, blah, 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 blah. The fact that I don't hold your hand, like, dude, I've held your hand for 90% of this. And the fact that I don't hold your hand for 10%, do you really truly deep down think you're going to be successful at this? The people who are the most successful at this need no hand holding. They're just already doing it. And then there's other people who maybe you just didn't even know like what was capable. So then there's people like me of saying, hey, check out this tool. Think about it like this. Hey, did you approach it from this angle? Okay, great. That's like, I'm speeding the learning process up. But then there's other people in here like this guy, Mesa, whatever the fuck your name is, that you just literally want all the answers to everything all of the time. You're not going to be successful. Like you have to have like a little bit of internal drive. You're literally talking about the concept of financial freedom and you think someone else is just going to hand it to you. We're not talking about something small of like, yo, like, can your dad get me a job? Hey, yo, like, can you explain to me how to create an iron condor? You're talking about like one of the biggest things in the world. How can I structure my life where I'm financially free so I have the opportunity to do whatever I want with my fucking life? And you think that's like a hand-holdy type of thing? Like, goddamn, dude. I don't know. I guess we just grew up in different worlds. I grew up in a world where you had to kind of work. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that everyone needs to have this like David Goggins-esque push in their life, because I think there's negatives to that aren't really widely discussed. But these fucking like just amoebas of people who just sit there and do nothing. Just nothing. Like no effort. Like zero effort. Like I just don't understand how you could put in no effort and then still expect. Maybe that's inherently my biggest issues with like socialism and communism and these like economic systems. Like it's just so set up for lazy people to be lazy. And I don't think there's many things in this world that drives me more fucking insane than lazy people who complain about not having what they want. Like whatever, if you're lazy and you're happy being lazy, like have at it. But lazy people who fucking complain that like their life isn't great, what the fuck? Like, what else are you doing, dude? You're a streamer. Yes, I am a streamer. And I also guarantee you that there's not a single day, week, or month that you've worked more than I have. I guarantee you. I would bet my entire net worth that you do not put in more work hours than I do. Dude, all you do is trade all day. Definitely not rocket science. Okay. If it's that easy, you do it. Prove me wrong. All you do is trade all day. Definitely not. Okay. Be better than me. Folks, beautiful thing about capitalism is if you think you could be a better trader, go hit the markets. Put your money where your mouth is. Make more money than me. If you think being a streamer is so easy, put your money where your mouth is. Quit your job, be a streamer. Hey, you get a lot of money from it. The upsides to my life are phenomenal. I'm not stopping you. Folks, if it's so easy, if trading all day is not rocket science, great, you do it. If streaming all day is completely easy, you go do it. Galactic Donut. Okay, so you're saying you work more than me. I know I make more money than you. So do it then. If you think my job is honestly that much easier and that much less effort, why would you not do it? You guys are pitching to me that this is so comically easy, trading and streaming and content, Why would you not do it? If it's allegedly that easy and takes that low of effort, why would everyone in the world not do it? Like, your logic is so incredibly flawed. That's insane. They don't even realize how fucking stupid they are. No, it is easy. You are right. Both content creation, streaming, and trading are all easy. I work about 15 minutes a day. Maybe, I don't know. You're going to have to ask my producer in here. He times it. I think last week I averaged maybe 13 minutes a day of work. About, roughly. You make way more than me. Correct. You built viewers from AMC Zombies. You're chilling now. Why didn't you? 4 minutes, actually. Yeah. Galactic Donut. Once again, all these questions come back to, like, if it was so easy and so evident, why didn't you? As my producer's admitting, I work anywhere from 4 to 15 minutes a day. 4 to 15 minutes. That's all I have to do. Dude, these fucking people. These people. Apparently, it's so easy now with AI. It is. It is easier than ever to do systematic trading with AI. And that's XRP is better than your mom, according to I Smoke Weed. It is. It is, by definition, it is the easiest to have a systematic trading algorithm today than it's ever been in the entire history of trading. Once again, the question comes back to you. We have two dipshits in chat. Honestly, if it's truly that easy to do any of this, why are you not doing it? Let's just take my thoughts and opinions out. My own opinion, whether it's easy or not easy, just erase that. In your own mind, if it is easy, then the question still comes back to, why are you not doing it? Why? Why? Like you have to deeply answer that. I have no boss. Well, technically you guys are my boss, but you get the point. I can create my own hours. I can travel. I can do what I want. I make a lot of money. Make way more money than I ever did as an engineer, and like engineers are paid well. So like I see what I'm getting right now, like the end of it. And if your pitch is that it's an easy thing to do, why would you not do it? Every day I'm trading. Okay, cool. I don't think you're that good of a trader. I actually wouldn't be surprised if you're a net losing trader. Every day I'm trading, bro. You kind of sound like one of those people in high school that we all knew. He's like, yeah, dude, every day I'm rapping. I'm fucking rapping every day. No one raps more than I rap. I'm a rapper. I'm just grinding it out. I'm on that rap grind, brother. I'm on that rap grind. I'm just rap, dude, my bars. Bars all day. All day. The sad thing about you and your rap career is AI is probably coming for that too. Actually, I too have started my rap career. I'm there. You guys wonder, what do I do all day? What do I do all day? I am also starting my rap career. And here we go. This is my first beat. We dropped it today. This is where I put my work.
Got emotionally scarred. Told my broker I'm broke. He said play it hard. Wrote a will in a Discord full of bag holders. Trading trauma like Pokemon. Just older. I call it long-term hold, but it's right in disguise. My net worth's a prank. My debt supersized. A spreadsheet of shame and a lactate addiction. Living off vibes and a high-risk conviction. You should've sold it. I know.
Matt Speed, a hypocrite. Chaos handed him his rap career.
Let it go. I'm a walking red candle in a suit made of cold. Swing trading my sanity, no rope, just hope. Every dip I just dive, no plan, just vibes. If I charted my life, it's a bearish slide. I put the fun in fundamental flaw. Got a PhD in buying top and eating drawdown raw. Yeah, my 9 to 5, so watch list dream, but I clock in late to a panic scream. Got 3 monitors glowing like a 10 in bed. I stare at green ticks, but I'm always red. I treat YouTube gurus like oracles
Order
of fate till
submitted.
I'm 3 puts deep and it's
I put
way
a
too
stop
late.
it.
I got trading view tabs and no actual gains, just graphs of regret and invisible chains. I talk to my charts like a long lost dad. Why'd you break out and never come back? Maybe next week. Yeah, and pigs might fly.
You could have stopped at break even.
But I'm not that guy. I'm a walking red candle in a suit made of cold. Swing trading my sanity, no rope, just hope. Every dip I just dive, no plan, just vibes. If I charted my life, it's a bearish slide. I put the fun in fundamental flaw. Got a PhD in buying top and eating
The Nasdaq
drawdown raw.
Delta
Yeah,
is
my
taking a
9 to
big
5,
hit.
so watch list dream, but
Spy's
I
flat.
clock in late to a panic scream. I pray to the pre-market gap up gods, then watch it dump like it's rigged by frauds. My whole portfolio's a performance piece. Call it D-Gen and D-minor starring me.
He's coping loud.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Should we stage an intervention?
Only if it's a short squeeze ply. I'm a walking red candle in a suit made of cold. Swing trading my sanity, no rope, just hope. Every dip I just dive, no plan, just vibes. If I charted my life, it's a bearish slide. I put the fun in fundamental flaw. Got a PhD in buying top and eating drawdown raw. Yeah, my 9 to 5, so watch list dream, but I clock in late to a panic scream.
Buy high, cry later. Maybe this is just character development.
One of these
This
days,
is not financial advice.
one of these days, my rap career is going to take off. I decided to put the stop at break even, and my reasoning for taking all my risk off the table was, even though the Qs are trending downward, I'm seeing a bit of divergence with the SPY. The SPY is actually showing a bit more strength, clearly putting in a higher low. So even though the Qs are putting in lower highs and we are still trending down, I'm almost wondering if this bid's a little bit too strong, and if it pops it, it's just, I mean, it's a runner. I already locked in the profit target. I went short, locked in the profit, had another position. So if it runs, it runs. If I get knocked out for break even, whatever, it didn't cost me anything. That's the point of a runner. So got the money. Is that the voice of Megan? It might be. It might just well be. Yeah, this is going to knock me out here soon. Oh, going to knock me out at break even. I wonder if I should just take this money. Oh, such a bad day on Friday. Such a brutally bad day on Friday. Here we go. Knocked out.
Order filled.
Yeah, knocked out for break. Dude, is that another shit fill? It just... Oh, does it just always give you the worst possible fill? That's so infuriating. Hang on. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, if that pops back around, it's allowed to take one more trade today. So whether that trade does fire, if it doesn't fire, whatever, I'll let you guys know. But as of today, successful. Obviously, the numbers on the screen are, I would say, in a certain way embellished, because these numbers are very much on eval accounts, as in you can't touch the money anyway. But starting tomorrow, they're all going to be performance accounts, and then we could go back ideally to the second round of attempting to fully commit to exclusively systematic trading. So that's the goal. That's the plan. So we're going to see how this plays out. Was your sim running? Yeah, the sim I was using as a lead account on these other ones. I need to make another ad. Okay, I should do a second sim account. That's what I need to do. So I'll work on that for tomorrow as well. Folks, right now, the Bulls are in control. We've kind of gotten into a stall out period ever since 10:30. So I wouldn't really be hoping for too much during the lunch session today. If anything, I would anticipate the lunch session to be just kind of sideways and choppy, nothing too exciting. But ideally for power hour, I would love to see this fall through to 6,340 and then 6,350 as my reach goal. A lot of open interest at 340. So a break above that, I would expect maybe a quick push to 350. If I were playing on a 0 DTE basis, I personally wouldn't be really greedy above this level. There's just quite a bit of open interest there, quite a bit of positive gambling. There's just a lot of action there. So if I were playing super short term, I'd be targeting 40, I'd be targeting 50, and right here, these two different nodes. That's exactly what I'd be looking at. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Actually, is this gonna take a trade? If this pushes a little bit more, I think it should actually flip long. The strategy here would be the recovery above the point of control. So this yellow dashed line is the high volume node of the day. Most have been traded at 23,395. So if this candle can close above, I'm looking on the 15-minute right now. Nope, not yet. All right, a little bit more of a push, and this would actually fire long, which kind of freaks me out because there's not much room to go up to 400 here, and there's a lot of people trying to sell, but it also does not take that into account. My system doesn't know about these sitting buy or sell orders. I just haven't hooked that up. I actually don't even know if you can hook up that data from Bookmap, but that does freak me out a little bit if it were to go long right now. Yeah, we'll find out. We will find out. Folks, don't forget to sign up for Public. Like I said, free to download, free to sign up, free to get rocking with it. It is pinned to the top of chat. You'll start out at a higher rebate tier to earn more money with your options trading. Doesn't matter if it's calls or puts. Doesn't matter if it's buying or selling. You're going to be earning a rebate every single time you trade an options contract. I know of no other brokerage that offers that. Highly recommend you guys check it out. There's a reason why, a very good reason why it is my favorite options brokerage. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Later on today, we'll be posting an update video of everything that is like the hot news of the day. So make sure your notifications are turned on for that. Other than that, we will be streaming once again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. bright and early. I hope you guys crush it in the market. Remember, don't oversize, stick to your trading system, and respect your risk. And if you do that, I think the market gods will shine upon you. That's what I have for you guys now. I will catch you update video later on today. Streaming once again tomorrow. Crush it. I appreciate all the good vibes. Peace.